Alright guys, when I said TV does not do justice, here we start. Alright, if you take a look to my left, you're going to notice most of our backstretch. Our backstretch is 3,000 feet in length with a 3% grade. Guys, that 3% grade is mainly for rain runoff. But at this time, I'd like to focus your attention in front of me, soon to be to my right, at one of our 4 Sunoco spotter stands. We happen to have one of those stands on each one of our 4 corners. Now, their job happens to be during the course of our races to look over the surface of the track for any debris or liquids that may be formed on the track, therefore causing a yellow. So once those guys climb up in that seat, they've got a pretty big job ahead of them. Alright guys, as we're coming into turns 3, headed to turns 4. The distance between turns 3 and 4 are the same as turns 1 and 2. That's 3,200 feet with a 31-degree embankment. Matter of fact, it's 42 feet all the way up to the wall. Now guys, make sure your wheel goes going side by side, nose to tail, inches apart, 190 to 200 miles an hour, 2 wide, 3 wide, and sometimes even 4 wide. If you continue looking to my left, you're going to notice this grassy area runs out, and it turns back into asphalt. Now guys, that area right there happens to be called our skid plate. If you guys are not familiar with that terminology, when those guys come out of turn 4 at close to 200 miles an hour, up to 4 wide, and somebody ends up losing control of their car, they're going to wheel that car right over where we're heading, gain control of that car again, get back out on the track, good race. Now guys, at this time I'd like to direct your attention to our front stretch seating area. Renovation was completed in 2016 at a price tag of $400 million. From one end to the other is 8/10 of a mile. And guys, believe it or not, when those engineers drew up the blueprints for the seating area, they had to take into consideration the curvature of the earth. We now have a seating population of 101,500 fans. Now guys, I know that you've noticed that all of those seats are different colors, and there is a reason for that. You see, that is a trick of the media. When fans are watching one of our races on TV, and those TV cameras pan from the left and right, it makes it look like all of those seats are full. But guys, you know as well as I do, that during that great Daytona 500, all of those seats are full. The distance coming out of turn 4 to headed into turn 1 is 3,800 feet. Now on TV, that start-finish line looks flat, doesn't it? As you can tell, it's not. It's 18 degrees. I had a lady on my tour a couple months ago. She had 3-inch heels on her shoes. That didn't work out too well for her. I've even seen people walk right out of their flip-flops trying to keep them off. So guys, come on out. Good. Now I do have a lot of roofing companies that comes on tours. They say this is about 3 more degrees than a normal pitch of a roof. There's no way that I was going to be able to get you on that 18 degrees, but if you hang on, I'll get you 9. Alright guys, get ready to do a U-turn here at pit road. At that time, you can call me Wrong Way Jim. Now guys, just like that start-finish line is quite deceiving on TV, I'm ready to show you something else that's quite deceiving. Well guys, if you start counting those pit boxes, you're going to soon realize guys something about the superstitiousness of Mr. Bill Payne Sr. He left out the number 13. He replaced it with 12A.
Ja está.
This glass building right here. This is our 500 club. It's not exactly a club, they just call it that. The lower levels are meeting room. We've also been known to have local high school proms as well as weddings. The next levels are lounge. The top level are suites. But the cool thing about this building is underneath that canopy, we have 200 seats. It's called Presidential's Row. And for every ticket holder up there comes all you can eat and drink. Now guys, please do not ask me how much those tickets are. I really do not know, but I'll give you a hint. You got to dig real deep in those pockets to get up.
5 digits?
Huh?
5 digits?
I have no idea.
No?
But I know you got to have some money to get up there. Anyway, guys, the green bleachers are for the people that rent the suites up above. That little section right here, that's for TV cameras that promote our races worldwide. This very large section right here is for photographers. Now guys, I want to talk to you about what happens to that prestigious hot rod that takes the checkered flag of the Daytona 500. They'll wheel that car between the two arches. They'll put it right there. That's when they open up all that high-dollar champagne and all the glitter and the glamour. But there might be something you do not know about that winning car. I've been watching NASCAR since the 60s, but until I started working here 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, January, I had no clue I'm getting ready to tell you. The owner of that winning car that takes the checkered flag for the Daytona 500, they do not get that car back into their possession till 2 to 3 days prior to the next Daytona 500. Anybody know why?
Check it out for...
It goes in our museum.
Oh, okay.
So the last place that I dropped you guys off, as soon as we open up the back doors, right there will be Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s prestigious hot rod, as it left here, with all the glitter and everything on it. Now guys, if that was my prestigious car, I'd want that by my bed at night. My Harley over here, me, my wife, and that prestigious hot rod. Those seats, there's a lot of benefits. You're right in the middle of the front stretch. You're right in front of the flagman. You're right in front of the start-finish line. And you're right in front of victory lane. So that's the benefits of those seats. There's a lot of people that right after they leave for the Daytona 500, they go home and they buy those same seats. Some of these people has been having the same seats for years and years and years.
Average price? Hard to tell.
It just all depends.
All depends.
Yes. The higher you go, the more expensive.
Yeah.
The farther you go out, the cheaper. So
right in the middle, the top like 13 or 12. It is a 13 actually. So
yeah, those are one of the pricier.
Priciest ones. Okay.
Yes, but like I said, as you go up, well, plus if you buy the seats, the Tribal Club seats, you have access to the Rolex Lounge.
Now, if you take a look to my left, guys, you're going to notice an area we call the fan zone. It is a separate ticketed area. Besides purchasing your ticket from the seats across the way, you also happen to purchase a ticket for this area. But guys, it is well worth it. This is the hub of entertainment before the races, during the races, as well as after the races. And later on, once we get up into the first level of Snuggle, I'll talk to you a little bit more about what you get to see in there. Now guys, if you take a look to my right, you're going to see a beautiful parking area. This happens to be for the owners and the drivers of the cup cars. It is strategically placed right across from the garages. So when it's time for those big boys to go racing, all they got to do is step foot right out of the RV, walk across the street, and they're at their job. Guys, this happens to be our cup car garages. If you continue looking to my right, you're going to notice our red, white, and blue advent of Pearson. That's actually a state-of-the-art community hospital. During the course of our races, we'll have doctors, nurses, anybody else that they feel like they would need on staff for the duration of our race days. It's a mandatory visit. If any of our drivers gets into a substantial crash, then they'll be released to go back into their garages, or they'll be taken to the nearest trauma center about 2 miles away. If you take a look to my right, you're going to notice one of our two Sunoco filling stations. The other one happens to be on the other end of the track. Now guys, I've been watching NASCAR since the 60s, like I said earlier. I often wondered, do all those teams carry around all those extra spare tires? Well, if you take a look to my right, you're going to notice one of our tire dispensaries. The other one happens to be on the other end of the track, along with that other filling station. Guys, if you take a look to my right and my left, you're going to see some lights. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that. Starting the 1st of December, up until after the first weekend of January, we have an event here called the Magic of Lights. What that consists of, it's about an hour drive-through Christmas light show. And you guys happen to use your own vehicle. And while you're on that tour, guys, if you happen to tune into a certain radio frequency that they happen to have in their yard, on their radio, you'll actually be able to listen to Christmas music throughout that tour.
Si domišljaš tole, ki je tekma, kaj je to gužva?
I'm going to go on down closer to the middle. That way you guys can see.
Kaj je to vse
Like I
nabito?
said, especially during the 500, there's somewhere around 101,500 people over there.
Desetina Slovenije.
Se pravi, je tam un avto, ko pa si ti rekla, greva tam v gift shop, un avto je ta zadnji zmanjkovalci.
Se pravi, zmagaš, pa zgleda.
In ti zaplenijo avto praktično za en let, ali pa verjetno je to.
Do naslednjega enkrat na let pa je tudi prej zastopom.
Čez en let je pa itak že tehnologija, še naprej je pa za...
Saj kako pa jo vadiš,
Ja, se imajo več avtomobilov, se nimajo samo enega.
zmagovala.
Ja, lej,
Skupaj če tako na zemlji dal neko.
ja, pač ne vem, take imajo pogoje.
And guys, prior to the 2016 renovation, we had no escalators, we had no elevators, we had no concrete patios. And one of the things that happens during one of our race days, it always rains. Well, back before this concrete was here, all people could do is sit out there in their seats during the rain like a duck on a pond, and just now they can come in here.
Ta ventilator. Piše Big S Fence.
All right, guys, I want to talk to you more about fan zone. That's that area from where that flag is, all the way over. You got that sense. They have pre-race concerts. As you saw, there's a stage over there. And also, guys, these are the Cup car garages. On the inside garages, Cup cars on the inside are red and white. You can kind of see it when you're looking over the rooftops. But each one of those garages has a large observation window. So if you purchase the fan zone ticket, you can actually watch those crews work on their cars all day long. You also have access to the rooftops of the garages. So you can actually watch the entire race from that area. Now, like I said, especially the 500, they've got somewhere around 101,500 fans over here. They've got 250 premium RV sites that's right on the other end of that road course. That's not including, we have a camping area of 7.5 acres. It's the largest. We also have camping all throughout over there. Now that's not including the people in the suites, the people in the suites. So you're looking at somewhere around maybe 200,000 2,000 people. Like I said, I live 6 miles away. My wife and daughter can actually hear them racing. I'm here working every race, but when you get 40 cup cars screaming through here, and each one's wrapping out about 9,000 RPMs and close to 200 miles an hour, this place shakes loud. In turn one, we have a tunnel. It's 500 feet in length. There's a 13 feet 6 inch height. So that's where now all the RVs, the semis, car haulers, and buses come into that way. And it's all throughout the race. In fact, that's how we transport people with these.
Here we celebrate all different types of American motorsport. So we've got boats and planes and land speed record cars and motorcycles. Of course, we've got NASCAR. This car we got, it's the Daytona 500 winning car this year. We keep it until about 4 or 5 days before next year's race. It goes back to the team. The team decides if they want to do safety updates that have happened through the year, and then race the car later on next year, or just make it a media piece and take it out to the car dealerships and stuff. Like this car right here, a fully equipped race car ready to go out onto the track and race is anywhere from $380,000 to $500,000.
And who's making these cars? If they are not Toyota original car, I mean,
they are specific race-built cars. The only thing that is stock on this car that is Chevrolet on this car is that sticker. It's the bow tie.
Yeah.
So it says Camaro.
And this is probably because they sponsor it, or how?
Correct.
Yeah. So
Chevrolet
the car is the car, and then it just depends who's the sponsor. They put the sticker on.
The closest that this car has for anything about a Chevrolet manufacturer is Chevrolet gives the team engineering support and money to help develop the engine. So, but the race team actually develops the engine themselves.
So the team buy the car from the builder.
Yes.
And then they do...
This car right here, all of the major component pieces, the frame, the body shell, are produced by NASCAR. And the teams buy the cars from NASCAR.
So NASCAR is building them.
NASCAR is building
and the
this
team
car.
buys it from NASCAR, and then they can work
There's
on it more.
Small tweaks that they can do. Sometimes they do a little too much tweaking and get in trouble.
Zakaj pa je ta tako smotan zgleda? Ja, ampak kakšen pa ima tole? Sploh nisem dojel, da sem kar hodil po tem, vse verjetno so je kos asfalta od te originalne steze, ki so dirkali še na plaž. Vidiš, da je pol je na plaž, pol je pa na cest. Ampak glej, kakšnega. Tako od kosilence. Tukaj sedež manjka ali... So lepše kar ležimo. Pa imate 4 motorje, no. 406 mil. Skok pa je to kilometrov na uro, ker to je več kilometrov na uro, kot mil. Sam to so bili prav tako norca. 653 leta 60. Ja, stilno, normalno. To ima kva za vsako gumo svoj motor. Pa so vse gume Goodyear.